Okay, let's talk about the PSAT/NMSQT. It's one of those things you've probably heard about, right? But what is it really? And maybe more importantly, why is it a tool you should absolutely be using? We're going to break it all down.
You know, getting ready for college can feel like you're swimming in alphabet soup. SAT, ACT, APs, it's a lot. But what if I told you one of these tests wasn't just another thing to stress about, but actually your secret weapon? A way to get a huge head start on the whole process? Yep, that's the PSAT. So let's start with the basics. What even is this thing? Before your brain jumps to a high-stakes exam, just take a breath. Think of the PSAT more like a friendly guidepost on your college journey. It's an early, low-pressure peek at what's coming down the road. You know, the full name, PSAT/NMSQT, it kind of gives the whole game away. It stands for Preliminary SAT and National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test. And right there in the name, you've got its two massive purposes. Let's unpack that. And just so you know, this isn't some random practice test you find online. This is the real deal. It's a partnership between the College Board. Yep, the same folks who run the SAT and the National Merit Scholarship Corporation. So it's a legit official part of the whole college prep world.
Okay, so what's in it for you? What's the real payoff here? Is this thing just a practice run for the bigger tests, or can it actually lead to some serious scholarship money? Well, the awesome answer is, it's both. Think of it like a 2-for-1 deal. On one hand, it's an amazing college readiness assessment. Basically, it's the ultimate warm-up for the SAT. On the other hand, and this is huge, especially for juniors, it's the only way to qualify for the prestigious National Merit Scholarship Program. It's the key that unlocks that door. As a readiness tool, the PSAT is a total game changer. It literally gives you a personalized roadmap, showing you exactly what you're good at and where you need to improve. You get comfortable with the test format, the timing, all of it. And most importantly, it helps you create a smart study plan for the real SAT. It's all about working smarter, not just harder. Now, this brings up a super common question. What's the real difference between the PSAT and the SAT? Let's put them side by side for a quick showdown. All right, check this out. The purpose is totally different. PSAT is for practice and scholarships. The SAT is for getting into college. The PSAT is a little bit easier, and you can see the score range is a bit lower, 320 to 1520. But here's the biggest takeaway. Your PSAT score, that's for you. Your SAT score, that one goes to the colleges. If you remember one thing from this, make it this. The PSAT is diagnostic. It's like a checkup to see where you stand and what you need to work on. The SAT is decisive. That's the one that's a key part of your college application. One is for preparation, the other is for presentation. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about what it's actually like to take this test. Because things have changed. The PSAT is all digital now, so let's peek inside that modern format. So yeah, you'll be on a computer or tablet. But here's the really cool part. It's an adaptive test. What does that mean? Well, each section is split into 2 parts. How you do on the first part actually determines how hard the second part is. It basically adjusts to you, which is pretty smart. It helps pinpoint your exact skill level way better than a standard one-size-fits-all test cut.
So how long are you sitting there? It's about 2 hours and 14 minutes all in. And that time is split pretty evenly between the 2 big sections, 64 minutes for reading and writing and 70 for math. The message is clear. You gotta have solid skills in both areas. So for that reading and writing section, don't stress about memorizing a dictionary. It's not about obscure words. It's really about how well you understand what you read, how you can analyze an author's point, and if you have a good handle on grammar and writing clearly. You know, real-world skills. And then there's the math section. No big surprises here. It's going to cover the stuff you see in school. Algebra, a little advanced math, problem solving with data, and some geometry and trig. But the key thing is, they really want to see if you can apply that math to solve actual problems, not just, crunch numbers on a page. All right, so you take the test and then you get a score. But what does that number really mean? Let's decode it because it's way more than just a grade. So your total score on the PSAT/NMSQT is going to land somewhere between 320 and 1520. That number is just a combo of how you did on the reading and writing part and the math part, all added together. But wait a second, let's circle back to that key point we made earlier. If colleges don't see this score, then what's the point?
What is this number even for? Think of your score report as your personal game plan. It's designed to guide your studying, give you a pretty good idea of how you might do on the SAT, and laser focus on the exact skills you need to beef up. And remember, this is super important. These scores are for your eyes only. They're a powerful tool for you, not for college admissions folks. Which brings us to the final question, the one you're probably thinking right now. With all the demands on your time in high school, is taking the PSAT really worth the effort? The answer is a huge 100% yes. It is an incredibly valuable tool. It gives you a massive head start on SAT prep, helps you understand your own academic profile, opens the door to major scholarships, and gets you comfortable with a digital testing environment that is now the standard for these tests. So, here's the bottom line. Even though the PSAT doesn't directly show up on your college applications, it plays a vital role in strategic college planning. It's all about giving you the information and the practice you need to be successful when it really counts. Look, at the end of the day, the PSAT doesn't define you. It equips you. It's not a barrier. It's a benchmark. It hands you a map of your own skills. The real test isn't the one on the screen. It's what you choose to do with that information. So, you've got the map. Where are you going to go next?